Okay, welcome back to the Okay Not Okay podcast. I am Dr. OK, and we are finally to SummerSlam week for the biggest party of the summer. It'll be coming from Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Cleveland Browns. So let's get to our OK question of the week. Sports Zoo, let me have it. Doc, SummerSlam is finally almost here, but there are only so many spots on the card. Which WWE Superstars should have a match, but currently do not? Sports Zoo, everyone loves a good countdown, so I'm going to count down the top 5 superstars who will not be on the SummerSlam card to answer your question. But first, let me give you an honorable mention. We will go with Seth freaking Rollins. He is your special guest referee for the CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre match. So we will say that's kind of being on the card, I guess. I've been complaining to Adam Pearce week after week for this decision, but let's just say that he only lost the world title last month due to the ref not counting to 3. There was no reason for it. He should be your world heavyweight champion right now, so there is no way he'd miss the card if he were. So Seth Rollins definitely should be on this card, but since he's the guest referee, we'll at least count him somewhat and only put him as honorable mention. So let's go to number 5. We will start with Io Sky. She never got a chance to have a rematch for the WWE Women's Championship after she lost to Bayley, and she has not gotten a shot at the World Women's Championship against Liv Morgan. And why would that be? Who knows? She's been pretty good. She is 5-2 in one-on-one matches and 7-3 in all matches in 2024. So it's not like she's just started losing. Instead, she has to keep dealing with Damage Control's business, saying how they have to change, and now it looks like she'll be dealing with Sonya Deville's new trio from here on out, so she may not get another title shot for the foreseeable future. Just doesn't make a lot of sense for someone who had been a pretty good champion all throughout the second half of 2023 and into the beginning of 2024. So Io Sky is number 5. At number 4, we will go with Andrade. We keep saying every week that this man is undefeated in one-on-one action, and he is 5-0, as well as having a 9-2 record in any type of match. So it's not like this guy isn't winning, and I guess we have to note here that he may be doing pretty well in some other sort of championship that is not ever shown on WWE TV, so it's not something we are really paying attention to, but it's still a nice little feather in the cap, I guess. But we don't really know much about that. We never see it. But it's something they've brought up a couple of times on SmackDown. So something exists out there that we're not particularly sure of. Nonetheless, he's winning matches. So why is Andrade not on this card? Let's see him make it to the card somehow on SmackDown. All right, number 3, we'll stick with the SmackDown Superstars, and Randy Orton should be on the SummerSlam card. This man is in the latter part of his career, so if there's one thing we know, it is that Father Time is undefeated. So how much longer is Randy going to be at the very top of his game? As he certainly is right now with a 7-1 record in one-on-one action. And let's note that that loss was in the King of the Ring finals against the Ring General Gunther when Orton did not even have both shoulders on the mat. So he shouldn't even have lost that match. It's unreal that this guy has not had a one-on-one match since that match. So I know he's been dealing with the bloodline and he's been awfully generous to try to help out Cody Rhodes, but it's cost him, and he's been out with an injury the last couple of weeks, so let's hope he can make it back and they can somehow find a way to get him on the SummerSlam card during this week's SmackDown. Alright, let's go to number 2, and that is main event Jey Uso. Well, we know Jay's story. He's been on fire this year. He is 10-4 in one-on-one action, which is second of all the Raw men, and he is 16-6 in all matches, which 16 wins is the most of anyone on WWE televised programming. So Jay is your guy. How can you not reward the guy that has won the most matches with any type of match on SummerSlam? I mean, we don't have to give him a title match, but he only lost the match at Backlash against Damian Priest due to the Judgment Day's interference, and he hasn't gotten another shot since then. So it's been a pretty rough go for Jay to just do his duty, go out there and win matches week after week, but not have anything to show for it, and then not even being allowed to be on the SummerSlam card. Really a travesty for main event Jey Uso. And lastly, who's at number one? Well, we're gonna put a tag team at number one, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. What else can we say? They are 6-0 in traditional tag matches and 8-1 in all tag matches. And as you know, their only loss was at Clash at the Castle to Fire and Dawn, when were they not only not the team being pinned, but they also were the one that hit the finishing move that allowed Fire and Dawn to get that pin. So why have they not gotten a rematch for an entire month plus? Well, I guess they're finally getting it on SmackDown. But is that enough for them? They have been so dominant, so impressive. They took out the Kabuki Warriors like they were absolutely nothing and have done nothing but run through anyone who has gotten in their way. So they absolutely deserve to have their title reign number 2 start at SummerSlam, because I certainly don't see Fire and Dawn beating them. Fire and Dawn hasn't even been good enough to be eligible for the list that we came out last week that you didn't watch, so go back and watch it, saying who the biggest winners are for 2024 so far. They don't even have 5 televised matches on Raw or SmackDown. And now that they have the title, they could do that on both brands, but yet they have mostly ducked everyone, so I don't know what to say other than we need to have Jade and Bianca win back those tag titles, and preferably it would have been on the SummerSlam card, but I guess we will be satisfied enough when they beat them on Friday Night SmackDown, and so they can continue to be the best tag team in WWE. So there you have it. There is our top 5 list of all the wrestlers that we want to see on the SummerSlam card who are not yet there. Let's hope something can happen that they will all be there for Saturday night, but I'm not expecting much from Pierce or Aldis, unfortunately, to get them onto the card. Anyways, I'm Dr. OK, and this has been the OK Not OK podcast.